Hello, sweet angels, and welcome back to Awaken the Word, a journey into Christ consciousness. I am so excited for today because we are talking about light. We are talking about our light and how we can start to radiate our light out into the world. I feel like as we journey through our spiritual awakening, one of the deepest questions that gets asked is, who am I? And when we start to go within and start to dissect and understand who we are, we come to learn that we are light. We are this beautiful, luminescent radiance that God has created within us. We have never been separate from our source, and we will return to our source outside of our human bodies when our soul chooses. And so today, I really just want to pull a reference from Matthew because this says, and I quote, "You are the light of the world. A town built on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." So, what I feel like Jesus is saying here, and what we can really take from this, is the fact that, like, we essentially try to dim our light sometimes in order to appease others. That we're afraid that we'll be shunned or rejected by our peers if we really show what we're passionate about and what lights us on fire, because out of fear that others might not get it. But I just want to remind you that now is the time to be unique, and that Jesus wasn't looking for the masses. He was actually looking for the black sheep, the outliers, right? He went to the outcasts of the world to shine their light and to create this collective, this community through their light. And it's so powerful when you fully can embrace your authentic self, because what that means is that you actually are giving other people permission to see the light within them. And we need the way showers of the world. And I like to look at the black sheeps, or the people that stand out and do something differently, instead of looking at them as the outcasts, looking at them as the way showers or the leaders. And this is a time that we can really tune in to who we are, which is light, and find out what and how our light wants to be expressed, and what even that translates into this physical world, right? And what I mean by that is, like, our light is flourished by the frequency of joy. It's ignited through our passion. So ask yourself, what are you really passionate about? Are you passionate about art? Are you passionate about spreading the word of God? Are you passionate about drawing or helping others or serving in some way? Whatever it is you're passionate about, this is what I feel called to express to you today. And that is to invite you to just sit with your eyes closed and just ask your Christ consciousness to come through, and just ask it, who am I? And what would you have me know? And here you're going to start receiving downloads on how you can shine your light out into the world. We were never meant to be put out. We were meant to shine a light. And do you see my shadow right here? Because what happens when we shine our light is, not only do we give other people permission to follow their joy and do what makes them happy, but we also shed light on our shadow. And this is something that's really important, because we cast so much shame and guilt on our shadow, but our shadow is equally as beautiful as our light. Our shadow actually provides us, I feel like, a sense of safety and security in the world. When we learn how to navigate the shadow with a sense of compassion, because the shadow is where we really cast away all the pieces of us that we don't like about ourselves. But when we grow in our light, we can see our shadow and learn how to really love our shadow and appreciate our shadow. Therefore, coming to love and hold ourselves with compassion in our fullest sense, therefore, making our light shine even brighter. So I want to offer up just a few ways in which we can, one, learn how to nurture this shadow side of the self, which is going to just be through meditation, even some writing prompts, which is, what pieces of me do I feel like I've casted away to fear? What pieces of me have I felt I've judged or have been judged by others? Because in your shadow, this is where your light can actually be found as well. Because your greatest strengths and that gold lies in what you don't want to look at, because what you're passionate about, there might be something that's blocking you, aka like fear of judgment or fear of being seen, that is going to prevent you from really stepping forward and shining your light out into the world. So we must learn how to bring our shadow and sit with it and learn to love our shadow and love these pieces of ourselves so that we can be freed and release that resistance and fully emanate our God gift and um, our light out into the world. Our gifts given to us by God. There we go. So this passage, just to recap, Jesus is reminding us not to be hidden, that we are the light of the world. Everyone possesses this beautiful, unique, inherent light. Everyone has a shadow, things that they're ashamed of in this world. But when we can look at where we have placed shame on ourselves and learn to forgive ourselves through a beautiful practice called Ho'oponopono. This is a Hawaiian practice that you can use to learn to forgive yourself. And really just bring your shadow to light and learn how to dance with both aspects of yourself. That is truly when we're seen in our Christ consciousness. We accept who we are as both human and spiritual beings, son of God and son of man. So don't be afraid of your shadow. Allow your light to radiate in the places that are some of your darkest kept secrets, and allow those to be revealed, because your light is needed in this world. And the more we can reveal those deeper aspects about ourselves, then the more we can really fully embody our higher selves and our Christic consciousness. So these are just a few messages that I want to leave you with. And as a note for reflection, I just want to offer up, how can we learn to love our shadow today? And how can you take a step towards your joy and your passion today? Maybe it's picking up a new paintbrush, or maybe it's dancing in your kitchen if you love to dance, or holding the door for somebody if you're looking for service. And maybe it's doing some research, who knows? But whatever way you can start to spark joy and start to learn to love your shadow, this is how we're going to bring our light to the world, because our light is built to be on a stand. It's not meant to hide underneath a bowl. So if any of these messages resonated for you at all, just be sure to like, share, and follow along for more ways in which we can fully embody our Christ consciousness and truly just showcase the beautiful, radiant love that we are and that God created us to be out into this world. Many blessings.